Hello, everybody. So let me make sure my sound is right.
Hold on, I got a delay.
Okay. Just getting all our audio set up. Make sure we have everything going right.
Good.
All right. How y'all doing today? All right, we're gonna talk about Kiely Rodni. She still hasn't been found, and if you don't know what's going on, a lot of people have been talking about it. She's the young girl in California who's been missing now for, I think, 12 days or 11 since the 6th. So, 6. Oh, I'm math today. 12 days, I think.
I think it's 12.
Yeah, I think it's 12 too. So let me put out this. I want to put out this video first. It's a little video that'll give you a heads up on what's going on. Can you hear it?
Yes.
Party in Northern California.
Wait.
Keep working towards the goal, and our goal, which has never changed from the beginning, is to find Kiely Rodni.
A 16-year-old vanished after a massive party in Northern California.
Everybody's pretty familiar with where the epicenter of this all occurred, and it is worldwide from that point, expanding out of where do you go.
A mother's plea for her daughter's safe return.
And Kiely, we love you, and if you see this, please just come home. I want nothing more than to hug you.
16-year-old Kiely Rodni was last seen on Saturday, August 6th at a party in Truckee, California. Officials say between 200 and 300 teens and young adults attended the party about 30 minutes northwest of Lake Tahoe. Since the party, Kiely's phone has been out of service.
And we're not looking like best anybody else or getting anybody in trouble. We just want to see our daughter home.
Her mother, Lindsay Rodni Neiman, told ABC News she received a text from her daughter on August 5th saying she would arrive home in about 45 minutes. After that, Rodni Neiman texted her daughter to be safe and that she loved her. "Okay, Mom, I love you too," was the last text Rodni Neiman received from her daughter. 16-year-old Kiely, known for her love of music, was last seen at the party between 12:30 and 1 o'clock in the morning. Investigators say she was seen wearing this white hoodie at the party that features the name of music collective Odd Future.
At this point, we don't want to compromise the investigation, so this was the only photo we were able to release.
Investigators say Kiely was also loaned this black sweatshirt and was wearing some necklaces before she went missing. Right now, they're asking for anyone at the party with more information to come forward.
If anyone has more video that they have not submitted, please, there's no small amount of information for us. And more witness accounts from the party. If you have not come forward, if you were there and you saw something, please come forward and let us know.
Investigators are also looking for Kiely's 2013 Honda CR-V with the California license plate 8YUR127.
There is a RAM sticker that is located on the back of Kiely's vehicle, right underneath the rear wiper blade. So we believe this is very important information for the community.
Investigators say they've spent more than 9,000 hours searching for Kiely as more than 50 detectives work on tips. From here, local authorities will work with the FBI to establish a Kiely Rodni task force.
We've identified lead investigators from each agency, Placer County Sheriff, Nevada County Sheriff, CHP, Truckee PD, the FBI, and we will be moving forward in a task force manner. That means that with these leads, we'll be able to cycle personnel through rather than having a large group of personnel here. It doesn't mean the investigation is going to stop. It will continue to move forward. I hope that answers your question.
Anyone with more information is asked to submit an anonymous tip to the Placer County Sheriff's Office or call the tip line at 530-581-6320. Kiely is described as being white, standing 5 feet 7 inches tall and weighing about 115 pounds. She has blonde hair and hazel eyes.
And anybody else out there, if you know where she is, if you know anything about where she might be, if you have any ideas or or thoughts, please please come forward and share them.
For the latest developments in this case and all things true crime, stay with Long Crime Network. I'm Sierra Gillespie.
Well, no. Okay. My mic sounds a little grainy or something. Hold on. Let me check this out. Mic check, mic check. Is that okay?
Fine to me.
Well, it just sounds a little echoey. Is that better?
Hold on, I got a delay.
Okay.
I think it sounds good.
Must be somebody else's settings on here. Somebody stole my mic. For to me, it sounded really loud in my ears. So it's okay now because it doesn't sound that way in my ears.
Yes, it's okay.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. So let's get back to this. I really thought this was that she was going to be back soon. I really did think that, but there's so much confusion about this case. And I want to start by saying, let me get her picture up here. This rope necklace right here seems to be something that the police are focusing on. And I'm not sure why. Yeah, it's in every picture pretty much that she wears it. But still. Okay, so earlier in the day that she went kind of missing, she had plans with her mom, and she, now don't get it wrong, don't think this is a young girl who just willy-nilly goes off and just like most teenagers. Okay, she went to an open charter school. She graduated high school at 16. In fact, this was her graduation year, so she graduated just a few months ago, at 16. And she just got this car a month ago. So let's not already count off as this is just your standard teen runaway who, is just a lost cause and whatever. This is not that kind of teenager. This was the last video picture of her of that day in a store. She went to her and her friend talked about making creme brulee earlier that day, which most people have a hard time with that, believing they did that. But this is the kind of teenager she was. Her parents owned or grandparents owned, I don't know which one, the grandparents or the parents owned the Lost Lodge, Last Lodge, and I don't have a picture of that, but it's a lodge out in the woods. It has no amenities of normal technology. So she is very acquainted with the woods and things like that. She wasn't far away. There's a picture of the home. She wasn't far away from her home. The teenagers had a party after graduation party. We all had those, so we know what we're talking about, and that's where she went to. There's a lot of discrepancy about the party as well, and I have my own opinion about this. Now, I've been watching this for a whole week, before I decided to do anything on it. Mostly because I don't really do true crime or anything like that, because I always have a different like opinion than the majority of people that are doing true crime. And usually people think I'm way out of there and not even close to being on the right track. But maybe that's something that needs to be thought of. She had a boyfriend. His name is Jagger. I didn't get a picture of him because, well, maybe I should have. Let me get a picture of Jagger. Let me find him. Jagger. He's just your typical looking kid. He don't look like Mick Jagger, I'll tell you that much. Not at all. And yeah, he don't like it look like Mick Jagger. It's really not worth it. Maybe it is. I don't know. Okay. If I can find one of him. Okay. An image of Jagger. Yeah, Jagger was her boyfriend, but he wasn't her boyfriend anymore. Let's see if I can get a picture of him here.
Do you need me to get one?
No, I think I got one. I don't know why that says that, but okay. Let me 1 second. I'm just trying to get this picture in here. Oh. Now I don't know where I put it. Oh, there it is. So I didn't think I was gonna need a big treatment. Okay, here's Jagger. It's kind of blurry, but anyway, he plays an important part in what I think happened. But let's go back up to here. But that's Jagger on the screen right now. Okay, so this party was in this area between her home and here, and here's the campground, Prosser family campground, and this is where it reminds me a lot of Gabby Petito. One, because she was a young girl, because at this party they had at the campground, it wasn't actually in the campground, it was within the campground, but on the federal side. That's like when you cross over to free land. Gabby Petito was found on the free land side, the federal side, that is like open camping, and it's not a part of the campground. And that's where all these kids were. Now, you'll keep hearing on the news there are 300 kids, and you're like, no way. Well, yeah, that's been proven already. But in the story that I had been listening to is that this party's been going on, and people that were at the campsites saw like 300 headlights come in at one time and a large amount leave at one time. And the more I heard it, it didn't really make sense to me. A large group coming in and a large group going out. And they kind of narrowed the timeline down, like 10:30 coming in and like 11:30 or so leaving out. That just seemed very strange at first, but it doesn't to me now. So when they show pictures of the party, it's like this. You're thinking this is not 300 people, because what people don't tell you is this picture that they keep showing, it's bigger than this, the picture, but it's only, I counted, it's only like 50 or 60 people in the picture, and she's not in this picture. And to me, this picture was taken later, like after the big group of kids came and left. So let me just now. So so she attended this party on the 6th. But the biggest thing about the party, which they've talked about on every channel, before we ever get to anything else, it was unclear what she was wearing. Nobody seems to know. All of her friends that claim to have spent the whole night with her walking around know what she was wearing. It was a white shirt or a dark black sweatshirt. Um, but the cops have come up with that much. They know that she was wearing a white sweatshirt that had some pink writing on it. And that's because they got some footage on this. Now, I know you can't believe it, but this will be the one time in history that something wasn't on an iPhone. Because so far, I say, because there are no pictures. There's only like 2 pictures being shown. There are no pictures. There's no evidence. There's no nothing. Nothing. And so where are they getting information from? One person. Her friend Sammy. And we'll get on to that in a minute. But I'm just telling you, they have no information to go by. And the police are letting all of us believe that too. If they have found something, they are not letting it out at all. They definitely want us to look for these necklaces. Especially this big one. Now, when we get to the hoodie situation, they know right here on 8/5/22 that she was wearing this bodysuit with they keep saying green Carhartt pants, and maybe they are, and it's just the lighting, because to me those look like blue jeans. But okay, they say green Carhartt pants, but okay, this is what she went to the party on. And that's what they're saying, plus a hoodie, a white hoodie now. But for 5 or 6 days, they kept saying a white hoodie or this hoodie. And maybe she changed. You know, maybe. I don't know. It hasn't been confirmed by the police that they have any footage of her with this hoodie on or a white one. They haven't provided any footage or have told the community that it's been proven that what hoodie she had on. We don't know. They're not telling us. We just know about the 2 hoodies because of her friend Sammy. That's how we know. Not because the police has confirmed anything. So that's a bit wild. Again, more info with no info. A lot of this information and no information is being shielded from, unless the police know. Us as public, we don't know. Um, but there are a number of reports telling of adults telling people not to step forward with information. Um, and I guess that's because they're being shielded from getting caught underage drinking and the use of illegal drugs, I guess. Are drugs in the picture? Yes. But the police keep telling them, we're not worried about the drugs or anything like that. We're interested in you helping us find Kylie. That's what the thing is. And she went missing on that Friday night. So their sole purpose in the investigation is to bring Kylie home. And they keep telling the people that we don't care about the drug thing. We just want your help if you were at this party to bring Kylie home. And like, so where we start off with actually seeing her, and these are important things, the fact of seeing her, that spaghetti strap with the green pants. I know they look blue to you, but they keep saying green dicky pants. So that's a local business in Truckee where Kylie was spotted on 8/5 at 6:08 p.m. prior to going missing. Kylie was last seen wearing a black spaghetti strap bodysuit. You can see that from the hip. And green dicky pants with a black grommet belt and black Vans, the shoes. But I don't know that that's right either. That's what they're saying. But to me, it looks like she's got on white shoes. I'm beginning to like think I need my eyes checked again. They've described her as 5'7", weighing 115 pounds. She has blonde hair and hazel eyes. So, I mean, they want um, anybody to see this or see the car, to call the sheriff's department. And so she also has a numerous amount of piercings and jewelry, including a nose ring. So the part that kills me so far is that with Gabby Petito, a lot of people came forward to help um, with finding her. I mean, the public. Once it was, put out in the public's face, the public came together to find her. And this isn't out to the public, really. And I don't understand that. There's no Amber Alerts out. There's no hit to the big media sources. It This should have been done to me at the first part when she was missing, because that's when she would have been the closest, or whoever took her, or however it happened, would have been able to put a foot to it, if that's making sense. Her mom says we just want her home, so they're not going to tell on anybody if anything was done. Her mom, Lindsay Roddy Newman, said in a video on August 7th, "We're so scared. We miss her so much, and we love her so much. And Kylie, we love you. And if you see this, please just come home." They're begging for her. And I don't really know why, this hasn't hit big time media like other things have. It doesn't make sense, you know. There's just a lot of things that make no sense in this case. So it starts out at that party. Well, it starts out earlier in the day, right? It really does. It starts out earlier in the day and just goes. Hold on, my headset is hooked. Okay. So, and it's just disgusting. It really is. So we have her at the said there's that necklace again. So everybody's worried about other people that have been missing, but no. This girl's 16 years old. She kept up with her mom the whole time while she was out, and at 11:30 she texted her mom to inform her that she planned to leave the party by about 12:15 a.m. and head home. The last thing that she told her mom was, or her mom told her was, she told her to be safe and I loved her. And she said, "Okay, Mom, I love you too." Rodney then spoke on the phone with her friend Sammy Smith, 12:36 a.m. And it was said the last call anybody had with her. But the police have proven that cannot be true. That they pinged her last call at 12:33 a.m., not 12:36. And we have some conflict on what was said about that. Sammy says we said love you, good night, get home safe, like they were going home for the night. But now, after a few days, Sammy has said several times that she called her and said, "Do you need a ride home?" When Sammy says, "I already told her, no, I got a ride already." Now, it's my understanding that Sammy rode up to the park with her, and left without her if they went to the campground at all. So there's just the real weirdness that goes on right here again. Okay. And the sheriff's department, well, anyway, around 12:33 is the time of her call with Smith. So the timeline is off completely with her friend. Is at 12:36 and 12:33. Either way it goes, the phone appeared to be turned off at that time of 12:33. In the Placer County Sheriff's Office released surveillance footage of Rodney about 6 hours before her disappearance. Wearing the stuff she has in this picture right here. And then later on, authorities released a picture of an image of her in a white and pink Odd Future sweatshirt which they said Rodney was seen wearing in a video at the party. So now they've narrowed it down from the black sweatshirt to the pink and white one. They get really odd on these dates and times of everything. Really confusing. Ow. Sorry about that. So they get really. There's just stuff that don't make sense. So I'm gonna try to clean this timeline up for y'all. I know I'm not making hardly any sense. So let's go to a timeline in events that it happened. I'm gonna try to go in order for you because there's a lot to get to and it gets kind of confusing because it just does. I also wanted to mention that she has a tattoo of the number 17 on her ribs. I don't know what that stands for, but she does. So here's a timeline. Let's try. If I make a timeline, then I can go back to the things that I've discovered on my own that I haven't seen anywhere, and they're just in my opinion. So at 6 o'clock, 6:10 on August 5th, she disappeared. No, this was 6 hours before she disappeared. She visited a business in Truckee, and she was wearing the dicky pants, the spaghetti strap bodysuit, and the black van shoes. This is a surveillance image of her the day she vanished. That's this right here. Let me see. Okay, I didn't. Okay, now we're down to 8 o'clock. Kiely, who graduated early from high school, attends an end of the summer party near the Prosser family campground near Tahoe National Park. She was driving her silver SUV. The party soon swelled into a gathering of 300 people. According to friends, Kiely did consume alcohol, but they maintained she would never have driven under the influence. Well, now this right here is where I have a problem. I don't think the party had, the police have confirmed there were 300 people at the party. Okay. But I believe that's when, the people say we seen a bunch of headlights coming in and a bunch of headlights going out. That was very specific when in a certain time frame that happened. I don't believe this party had 300 people in it for a long time. I think when the headlights of the cars came in, it might have been 300 at that time. But then when the headlight cars went out, it was no longer 300. That's just something I think on my own now. Now 11:30, Kylie texts her mom, and she says that she plans to leave the party in 45 minutes and will come straight home. Mom told her to be safe and that she loved her. And Kylie tells her mom, okay, mom, I love you too. Now, this girl has a habit of doing and what she says and following straight through. This would be called your good girl. Now, on the 6th, 12:33 a.m., Kylie's phone pings near the campground and then turns off. The last call she is known to make is to call her family. There is no indication that anything is wrong. Later that day, Kiely's family reports her missing and authorities open a file about her disappearance. Now, she talked to her mom at 11:30. What in the hell could happen within 3 minutes? Think about that. She calls her mom at 11:30, says I'm leaving in 45 minutes. She does not sound drunk from the way mom is talking, because she's coherent. She doesn't. Mom would have said she sounded like she was maybe slurring her words or something. But she obviously doesn't sound like that because mom doesn't give us that impression. She sounds just like she always does. And then within an hour and 3 minutes. Within an hour and 3 minutes, her phone pings near the campground and then turns off. August 7th, the Placer County Sheriff's Office establishes tip line for any information of Kiely's disappearance, and authorities begin to search for Kiely or her vehicle using ground crews and helicopters. They find no sign of the missing team. The FBI joins the search. Now, to me, if the FBI can join the search, well, then you could let out an Amber Alert or something that spreads further than in the town. I mean, the FBI is here. And now on August 9th, helicopters from the CHP and the Placer County Sheriff's Office continue aerial searches for Kiely and her vehicle. Crews comb through the Lake Prosser by boat, and land-based searches gather everywhere, and they have no clues. I mean, I would imagine it would be hard because if she crashed, it would be hard to find the car because of the woods. But they have no tracks leading off the woods. They have nothing that even they find that leads them to think she ran off the road. There is literally nothing. So August 10th, according to the release from the Placer County Sheriff's Office, the search has now swelled to 265 personnel from the California Highway Patrol, the FBI, and the Department of Homeland Security, the Truckee Police Department, and several sheriff's offices from several counties. That is a lot of law enforcement. That's not even counting the people. That is a lot of badges. Now, 5 days after Kiely's disappearance, authorities received 300 tips and have expanded more than 4,600 personnel hours in the attempt to find her. They hold a community meeting to brief citizens about the disappearance and urge anyone with tips to contact them. And in a meeting, Nevada County Sheriff's Captain Sam Brown tells everyone to protect any possible evidence they find and tells them to be really careful because a footprint could be important. A tire track could be important. Authorities collect a bag of evidence from the campground but do not release information about what they found. On August 13th, search crews dig up a burial site that they learned about from a tipster. They discovered the remains of a dog. It was located by a search and rescue ground team. And yes, her family was notified about it. And on August 14th, authorities uncover a video that shows Rodney wearing a white sweatshirt with the pink letters, Odd Future. They released a photo of the similar sweatshirt. The search is ongoing. And it pretty much, as of today, the 18th, that's pretty much, it has not changed. It has not changed. Now, me, I have a different theory. I don't think that the party started there. I think this party, I don't think it ended there either. Nope, I don't. I don't think it started there. I don't think it ended there. I think this was a second party. I think when all the people came in that people saw, I think that was the kids' graduation party coming onto the scene of maybe some older partiers out there. I think they crashed their party. And I think the older, just a bunch of older kids, 25, 30, because people have said there were 25, 35-year-old people out there. I think they had a party going on at the campground. And these high schoolers, people saying a lot of headlights coming in a group. I think that was the high schoolers coming in, and they busted their party. I think they were at a party before this. I think they came in and busted their party. I think this is where they got the drugs. I think they were already kind of on drunk, kind of. I think this may have been where they had the fights. Because they got kind of a little fight club thing going on. And somewhere I read that there was a spotting of Kiely walking around with boxing gloves in her hand. So this might have been Fight Club. That they rolled in for Fight Club. It didn't last very long. And then they all rolled out. That people said there was a bunch of cars come in together and a bunch of cars that left out together. But then again, we have no sighting of people saying that people saw her at this party. If they saw her at the party, I have my own opinion of what happened. And in that opinion, I think Sammy is involved, and I think Jagger is involved. I think maybe she was ready to go because she called Sammy and said, "Hey, do you still need a rod?" So my thing is that Jagger showed up, and it said in another place somewhere that Kiely was on the edge of the water with a blonde-headed guy talking to him, but nobody knows who the blonde-headed guy is. And he had a black boat out there and a not a surfboard. Um, it's that little board that you looks like a big giant skateboard that you surf on, that you ski on.
I can't remember what those are called now.
But I don't know what it's called either. That she was spotted talking to this blonde headed guy by the water. So we have this unknown male with a black boat. Was he skiing or was he skiing earlier when it was still daylight? It gets darker when it's, between 6 and 8. I don't know, or 9 or 10, or maybe he's an idiot and was night skiing. I don't know. But it was said that somebody saw her talking to this guy. And I think Jagger came to this party and he was not expected. Jagger had been calling her all throughout the day, and Jagger was her ex-boyfriend, even though I think Jagger didn't want to be her ex-boyfriend. I think he wanted to fix things and get back together, and I think she didn't want to. I think Jagger told Sammy, go on, he's going to ride or drive Kiely. And I think if Kiely did call Sammy, it's like I guess like a cheat code, or maybe she was trying to get her to get her ass back in her car, so she wasn't alone with him. Maybe that is the reason. We don't really know much about Jagger, but maybe she didn't want to be alone with him. He drove her car out of there, and something happened along the way, and he hurt her. Maybe he didn't mean to kill her, but he did out of a lover's rage. I don't know. This is just my opinion only. Of course, then I have another opinion that her and Sammy were the ones who got in the fight. Because she had the boxing gloves around her neck, and that she fell down and hit her head. The thing of it is where were they partying at in the first place? Because maybe something happened there and she never made it to the second party. Her phone might have made it there, but that doesn't mean she made it there, because no one else is saying they saw her. Maybe she passed out. But then again, none of that makes sense. None of that makes sense, because her mother, she talked to her mother, and her mother said she sounded okay. So I think my number one thing that I think is that between the time she talked to her mother and the time the phone went dead for good, is that I think Jagger showed up, and I think something bad happened with Jagger showing up and her maybe seeing her talk to the guy on the water side. Maybe he got jealous. Maybe he thought something was going on. I don't know. But Jagger is my number one pick. Yes, I know he went to Napa with his dad earlier in the day, but I think Jagger has a lot more to do with this. I think a lover's spat, and it could have been a lover's thing between him, Sammy, and Kylie, because Sammy, um, rumor patrol had a thing for Kylie, um, and who knows, she might have went down swinging for her. Um, I don't know that somebody meant to hurt her. I just don't think that. What scares me is the way these kids are acting. These kids are acting like they know that she's okay. So are they acting this way because they know she's okay? Because they have her hidden somewhere, tied up, or, you know, just for some unknown reason, have her drugged up and she can't control herself? Um, whatever happened to her, Sammy knows everything. I have not seen her drop one tear at all. I don't trust Jagger at all. I think he is the reason something happened. And I really do think he drove her car out of wherever. But I don't think really that she was at at the second party. So I think there was a first party. I think that's why Mags called her boyfriend to come get her from the second party. That's the one at the campground that everybody's talking about. I think Mags um, was the one who rode in with her and didn't want to stay because she didn't like what was going on with the older people there. So she calls her boyfriend. Mags is the one that is closest to her as a friend. Her boyfriend comes, picks her up, and leaves and goes to the third party, wherever it is. And then I think this is why when all the cars leave out, go into a third party before um, they just they, Mags just didn't want to be there because of that. Way wrong crowd for her, older and whatever. So I think there was a first party before the campground. I think they all went to the campground. I think they all left the campground to go to the third party at someone's house. But I don't know if she made it to the second party or just went from the first party to the third party and skipped the second party altogether. But you have Mag saying she was there at the second party. You have her phone there. But you have no car, no nothing that ties her there. And I have never seen a case where you have literally nothing. No case, no clues to follow, no nothing. I think this is a lot trickier than we want to believe. And I wasn't going to start following this case because I thought, well, a lot of people are following it. And, unless the police start saying somewhere to go, there's no evidence. Well, if there is evidence, the police have it under wraps. But three of these people, or at least two of these people, are starting to look real guilty to me. So, I'm going with Jagger and Sammy. As of right now, I think Sammy knows everything and is scared shitless. That's why, these two are in the very thick of knowing all the information, Jagger is staying at Kylie's parents' house, so he's going to know all the information. Sammy has herself hooked up with the police, telling everybody to come to her, the kids, to show her all the video and all the film, everything that went on that night, so she can filter it for the police. So they've managed to put both of themselves into a way to see what other people have seen, or did anybody see something that would rat them out. So I think that is very strange. So I will see you guys again. Till then, let's find Kylie. Keep your eyes peeled for them license plates. Even if you think you see something, call it in. She's out there somewhere. Bye bye.